Hi guys, it's C. Lee with another small video of my Lord of the Rings Lego mock. In my last video, I showed that I was at my Lego club building my mock with my pals, and yeah, we had a pretty good amount of fun. I can't say we had a lot because it's pretty stressful for me because I was like so many little kids running around and playing with my Lego, so it was a little hard. Usually there's only like there's only 3 kids at my Lego club, but there was like 5 more than usual, so it was pretty weird for me. So yeah, I made the video short, so I didn't have to worry about too much, because I did promise myself that I would make that video. So let's jump in right into this. We have my Lego mock. So as you can see, the wall is different when the last time you saw the wall, and a little bit different. I have worked on this without making videos because, well, that's just how I do it. That I sort of work on and then I make a video whenever I sort of feel like it, which is sort of rude, but that's sort of how I roll. Let me tell you why I changed the wall compared to last time. My friend who helped out, Ray helped out in making this wall with the oh man, I can't remember. He's gonna kill me for not remembering that what that's called. Covalt, whatever. We have our running joke in our Lego club about that. Covert, whatever. So let's move on from that. So here's that. So my friend was looking at this picture that he printed off, and he saw it slanted. So he decided to make the wall slanted, and do that to make it pretty the good amount of the same, which is very cool that he decided to do that. But Ray made it hard because Legos aren't really made to do that sort of slide thing the way that he was doing it, specifically the way that he was doing. So it was very hard trying to compare them, and so trying to do that. So Ray made it very wiggly because he was using something that was not Lego, is Mega Blocks. So he was using one of these pieces that don't really work. Work with Lego pretty well, but the way he was using it didn't really work very well. So it was very wiggly, and adding to the wall also made it very hard because I couldn't take them apart and travel with them and stuff. So it was very pain. I spent like a half hour rebuilding it at my Lego club. So I decided to not go through that pain again because I just got home with it, and I decided not to go through that annoyingness of trying to rebuild it. So I decided to just rebuild it. I looked at the picture of Helms Deep that he printed off, and I saw that there was a sort of a slant to it, but there wasn't very much of a slant to it. So I decided if there wasn't that much of a slant, there is a little slant, but not a very big one. So I decided just to scratch it and build not really a big slant. So I did, and this is what I came up with. And it was, I think it turned out pretty well. It might have not been exactly the same as the movie of the real Helm's Deep, but I think it's similar enough. It's not that because I'm able to, because this wall here was actually a separate wall completely from the mock, and it didn't go together. It was just a piece that could be whacked off easily. But by rebuilding this, I was able to add this wall and make them strong together, and to me it seemed out pretty well. I don't know if it's completely strong because I haven't really wiggled or carried it anywhere, so because I don't really want to break it, so I haven't really made it sure if it was strong or not. But I connected them too. I pretty much did the same way my friend did of connecting this wall to this wall. But I just redid his wall. He did a really fantastic job what he did. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but to me it just was really pain trying to remake it because he sort of knew how to do it, but I was pretty much the one that really knew how to remake it, even though he's the one that made it. yeah, like I said, it was just a pain trying to do it. So that's the reason why I rebuilt it. I did keep the door that had the little door, as you can see. And so that's what I did. We're going to, one of my big next things, not my big next things, but one of my next things we'll do is building, this gate. I mean, this, not gate, this, no, man, I almost have it. This piece, whatever this piece, what's it called? This bridge. There we go. I think it's bridge. However, building this, and my friend built that as like a test, and so, but it sort of felt to me to actually build it. She did an okay job. She followed what I asked her to do, and she did a fantastic job on. But it's not exactly the same as that. So I have to work on it a little bit. And sort of actually my fault because the gate is not that tall, as you can see in my Lego mock. I have to, as every mock, you sort of have to improvise into that. Sorry for that quietness. I was getting something off my finger. So yeah, I was able to connect these pieces together very nicely and well, so it's strong. Mostly right here. I don't really want to break it. Let's move on from this escape part to this part. My friend built this. We were running out of pieces in the Lego mock, so he sort of had to collaborate and make these weird colors because we ran out of pieces. I asked him to do this sidewall, but I'm gonna have to push it back because I'm gonna see if I can try fit a door where Gimli and Legolas came out of to enter and to attack the Uruk-hai. So I'm gonna try to move this back so I can do that. This wall back because as you can see, the walls are sort of different. This one's like back here, while this one's like right here. So I'm gonna have to change that. But he did a fantastic job to make these things work together. Because to do something like this, you sort of need one of these pieces that's holding this together in the wall. But he didn't do that. He actually made it pretty strong mostly. But it seems like it's strong and worked together. So that's what he did. We still have the gate. I mean, the tower. I still need to make the horn for the tower. So so that the what's it called Hornburg, I think that's what it's called, Hornburg. I have to make the horn for the Hornburg. As there sounds funny. So yeah, there's the gate. The gate's still fantastically epic, as always. So let's I'll give you a quick view of the characters that I have already made. As you can see, as you saw, I have Gimli. He is from the Dimensions. See if it can focus for a second. There we go. So as you can see, Gimli I got him from the Dimensions little Lego set. So that's where I got him. I don't have any actual Lego set from him, but I did get him from the Dimensions pack. I have Theoden, as you saw in my past videos. As I told in my past videos, I don't have Theoden's full body, but I do have his armor and head, and that sort of makes up for not having his body, because the armor sort of covers up his body. So I have Theoden. It's pretty cool. I have his blonde hair. I don't really have his blonde hair, but I'm using blonde hair for his hair, because he didn't wear a helmet during the Helm's Deep Siege, and so it would make sense not to have a helmet for him. And then we have Legolas. Legolas. Sorry, sort of went through the names for a second. Legolas. This Legolas is actually from the Battle of Five Armies Hobbit. Battle of Five Armies from the Hobbit Lego set, and so he isn't. So I don't have his body during the siege, but I think he looks and he did have. I think he looks fine for now. If I do find a body, I'll use it. His cape is not his original cape. I added the cape because I know in the Battle 5 Armies he did have a cape. And his bow is pretty cool. And then we have Aragorn. This is, as you can see, as you probably know, this is not the actual Aragorn. This is my homemade Aragorn because I don't have an Aragorn. I use his body. I use this body because this body sort of represents his body in the Battle 5 armies, because he sort of had like this jacket sort of looking body. Jacket that he was sort of wearing, and then the legs sort of fit in a wayish. Yeah, I can't really say anything about the legs. It sort of worked because he has chainmail and some stuff, but I know that's not actually what he wore. But I did my best trying to make Aragorn his, of course, black hair and his scruffy looking face. He also has a scruffy face in the movie, but he also had a mustache and goatee that was mostly grown. But I don't have a mustache and goatee with a scruffy face in my Lego collection. I mean, I probably do, but I don't have like a black version that looks youngish, because Aragorn was sort of young in a way. He was from the Dunedain, I think, so he could live a very long age and look pretty young. So sorry, I went through lore in a second. So yeah, you got my point there. And then I have my army. Let me see if I can fix this for a second. There we go. I have my army that on the wall, the elven army. I don't have as many elves as I really want to, but I have just enough to fit the wall and make it sort of look cool. I do want more elves, but I have to do what I have. I have to make I have to do what I have to just make it work. There we go. Make it work. I have the Rohan soldiers that will be up here. I'm making them. I'm not finished with them. What I'm planning to do is make a part 2 of this day, and to show because I want to show I have my elves, I have my Uruk-hai made, but I want to show them by themselves, because my elves look pretty fantastic. I mean, they don't look totally epic, but to me they look pretty cool. And so I want to show them all lined up with the characters, and I want to show the Uruk-hai army in front, and I want to show the Rohan right here. I'll probably do that in the last video of the mock, but we'll see. It's getting pretty close. The mock's pretty close to the end of finishing it. I think I'm gonna do sand pieces for the ground, because there was sort of a sand-ish color in the ground. As the ground, so I'll probably do that. I do want to add some detail on the rivers, or make it more watery, because the blue's pretty cool, but I want to add pieces to make it watery. So I'll probably do that. Try to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about the mock. I do want to show you that since I have my bows, but I found out that I'm in a shortage of bows, sadly. And so I have very few bows. So what I did was I had no choice but to make more small bows. More bows that were similar to the bow. I had to make my own bows. So here is a bow that I made. This one right here, as you can see, 2 mavericks connected and to make a bow. And it looks pretty weird, but you have to understand, it sort of looks similar and stuff. And then I found that, as I continued to search through mavericks, I sort of found that I didn't have enough mavericks to fill my army. So I made another type of bow, and it makes this. So it sort of looks weird, as you can see, but I'll use Theoden as an example of how they look as I connected them. Give me 1 second, guys. I grab him and put there. There we go. So here is Theoden with his bow, even though he didn't really have a bow. But as you see, he's styling the bow. Very stylish Theoden. He doesn't look too happy about it. So yeah, here's sword of looks like a bow, and sword doesn't. But if you get the idea, and you understand that, and then it starts looking like a bow. Let me get the other one, and I'll style it for y'all after I get that off, and then I get that on, actually upside down. There is already no upside down with this, but I am very picky about my upside downs. Give me 1 second, guys. So I'm gonna put you against there for a second. Almost done. There we go. There we go. Okay. So here is my thing within the what's it called? Test 2 of my arrow bow. It doesn't look like a bow, but like I said, if you get the idea and understand why I did the bow, you sort of can see it. So yeah, there's some with another bow, and so like I said, I didn't have enough bows, so I had to make improvise and make more bows. So yeah, as you see, the bows don't have strings, of course, and they don't have any arrows. I am going to try to, when I make the final mock and I set them up in like epic poses, I will try to find something that looks like arrows and have the guys wielding the arrows and shooting them. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. If you, in my past videos, if you don't know, I get pretty excited about making my minifigures, because I just think it's so cool, because minifigures are really easy to make, but pretty complicated, because you want that look in the minifigure. So I get pretty excited about making my minifigures. Don't mess with my minifigures, guys. Don't mess with my minifigures. So I had pretty fun, especially making the elves. I really got excited because at first I was like, the elves don't look good. They look horrible. They don't look elvish. Until I started actually adding, until a few of the elves, because I started running out of helmets, I decided to add hoods to the elves. And I'll show you this in my next video when I make it. I added hoods to the elves. And then it started looking really cool. They started looking like elves because the hoods sort of are elvish. So that started making them, and they started looking fantastic with the elves and the capes I added with the capes, because the elves sort of had capes. And so they started looking fantastic and cool, and they can fill up this entire wall, which is really nice. I think some of them actually have to come to the side of the wall. But yeah, so that's my elves that I'm going to show in my next video, and with them all lined up and with the figures in their positions. And hopefully I will have all the Rohan finished and lined up, and maybe I will try to finish this wall here. But yeah, and I'll maybe figure out how to do the inside, because as you can see, there's like nothing in the inside, and I'll do that here. So I have a good amount if you list it all, but there's also a good amount that is completed. So yeah, guys, this is end of my video of me and my Lord of the Rings mock. So I'll I know it's a quick ending, but yeah, so I'll catch y'all later.